Part of a news program, filmed by New Zealand television, broadcast nationwide in both New Zealand and the USA.
Australia's Men at Work, arguably the world's most successful rock group of the moment, with 2 albums and a single on the US Top 20. And behind every successful rock band these days, literally, a stack of high-output power amplifiers. Behind Men at Work, amps by Perreaux, designed and built in Napier, New Zealand. There are 40 men and women at work at Perreaux and Napier, but running the show, brothers Peter and Keith Perreaux. Peter has the beard. They produce amplifiers for the esoteric end of the hi-fi market. It's the top 15% of the hi-fi buying public. But it's the segment of the market that spends nearly half the money the world pays for hi-fi equipment. The Perreaux product is handmade right down to the milling of the metalwork. Keith Perreaux takes the orders and plies the marketplace. His target is the United States, followed by Europe, Australia, Asia, and New Zealand. Last week we filmed him on the phone in his tiny Napier office, but right now he's selling in Chicago. No problem. The Perreaux believe if you're tough enough to set up a successful manufacturing operation in this country, the biggest hassle is already behind you.
I think that New Zealand manufacturers have a distinct advantage in exporting onto foreign markets because they've had to survive the great Kiwi cobbering machine in the first place. That's strengthened them considerably to survive on overseas markets. We're going to have to add some caps.
5 amplifiers have been designed and are manufactured by Peter Perreaux and his staff. They supply for both home and larger-scale professional use. This is Perreaux's other product, the separate preamp, the subsidiary amplifier which handles all the control functions, leaving the main amplifier to get on with its basic function of amplifying sound. Perreaux sells its product abroad on the claim that it's the only factory in the world that not only handpicks its transistors, but mills, bevels and etches all its own metalwork. Here, aluminium surfaces for the box are bombarded by compressed glass beads, leaving a satin finish. All the aluminium is anodized to toughen the surfaces. The front and back panels are anodized silver, but any heat-absorbing sections are anodized black. The thrust of Perreaux's sales is in the 1 and 200 watts per channel home hi-fi amps. They sell for $1,200 and $1,650, but their success among the affluent audiophiles is quadrupling overall sales. Peter Perreaux says a scrupulously coordinated approach to manufacturing and marketing must take most of the credit. But if one design feature must take the prize, it would go to these power MOSFETs imported from Japan, which Perreaux has uniquely incorporated into its audio equipment. The company sees them as combining the sound qualities of the traditional valve with the efficiency and compactness of the modern transistor. Perreaux believes its other design breakthrough has been the T-slot screw tube, incorporated into the aluminium extrusion dies. What may seem a relatively minor design feature has added exceptional strength and efficiency to the amp production. Every amp is electrically tested under, electrically speaking, extremely unsatisfactory terms. The electrical test is observed by a past master. Perreaux appears to have a fascination for things durable. In fact, when Perreaux brought their first precious amplifier to New York's exclusive Lexington Avenue retailers, this is what they did. Having dropped the amplifier on the floor, they then said to the Americans, you go away and test that alongside the best audio equipment you've got in the shop. Well, the New Yorkers were both shocked and impressed. In theory, every completed amplifier is 8.5 hours in production. Pierre Perreaux says his batch-produced product battles for markets alongside the Europeans and Americans in a race in which the Japanese mass production can't compete. He admits that New Zealand's an unknown among foreign buyers, but at the snob end of the market, even that can be a selling point. Perreaux's overseas agents handle the advertising, Singer Products and Tony Federici in the States and 135 other countries, and Eurovox in Australia. It's a matter of the locals knowing their own market best. Every 10th amp gets a critical listening test by the two men who make and sell them. That job they don't give anyone else to do.
In a vote by audio critics and audio dealers, Perreaux was given the Audio Video Hi-Fi Grand Prix Award for its Mercedes-like construction.